You're a blessing, Mr. Clay. This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life.
Mrs. Parker and I were friends. She was the only person who ever took care of me.
I just got a message saying that there's a problem with my computer.
Yes, ma'am, we got this.
Yesterday, she shot herself.
This is private property.
Do you know what they do here? Scamming the weakest in our society.
Buddy, I'm counting to 3.
1, 2, 3. There, I did it for you. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Will you stomp his ass out?
You're telling me one man did this. The only thing you know is he's a beekeeper.
A beekeeper?
Well, that's not good.
Beekeepers is a special program outside the chain of command.
I protect the hive. When the system is out of balance, I correct it.
We have laws for these things.
Until they fail, then you have me.
My fingers, he cut them off. Oh, come on, bro.
Don't move. This is much bigger than a little phishing scam.
The money's going all over the world. To people in finance, even government.
You are a problem. Goddamn right, I'm a problem. I figured I'd give the firefighters a break.
Somebody detain this guy.
We have to kill him before he kills his way to the top.
Honey?
It's flammable. Oh, no.
Welcome to episode 225 of Watch and Complain.
Jesus!
The Beekeeper, the beehive killer.
Billy Beekeeper. Billy Bee Bob and the Beekeepers.
Bob the Builder.
Did you know what is fucked? This, I just read today, is Jason
Cinco de Mayo.
Statham's highest rated movie.
Ever?
Either
That's
highest
not-
rated or highest rated in like the last 5 years.
Oh, okay. That, in the last year or two, sure.
But I was like,
The
what?
accountant movies were fun.
He didn't do The Accountant. He was the transporter.
No,
And
he
he was-
did the accountant.
I thought The Accountant was Ben
It's like
Affleck.
2 or 3 movies.
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I've seen Crank. I've seen Crank 2. Those movies are fun.
He enjoys-
Crank fucking rules.
Doing a good crank.
I really enjoyed
I saw the
him
first
in
one. Didn't watch the second.
Snatch. He was in that Guy Ritchie movie. Back when Guy Ritchie made good movies, he was in that movie Snatch.
Yeah, that was
which
his
great.
big come over.
Yeah. And you know what? He is the most, usually, he's usually the most, if not one of the more enjoyable people in the movies that he's in. And how people
Just centering things. Just ignore me as usual.
are thinking. And you know what? This movie's a tough one because it has fun parts to it. And when I'm rethinking about it in my head, if there's so much that if they stripped out the shit parts, it might be a fun movie. You know what? It would be a fun movie. A lot more fun. But they need to strip out the shit that's trying too hard, which unfortunately makes up like 60% of the fucking movie.
It's like they were padding for something.
Well, it's not a long movie, and it
It
doesn't have
isn't.
much to it.
Yeah, it's maybe they shot all the fight scenes first, and then they're like, oh yeah, story.
Story doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm just bringing
do
up.
it.
I want to bring up David Ayer.
Boobs.
Yeah, David
David
Ayer's
Ayer's
boobs.
boobs.
That's what I want to look at.
Nice, yeah.
He's going to put David Ayer's boobs
Your
right here.
Google searches are weird.
Oh,
So,
you piss. Thing.
what was the last movie? Okay, I guess it
Oh
was...
my god. Okay, hold on. The fucking as a director, David Ayer has made a few movies. He made some movie called Street Kings in 2008. So see if you can get an idea for the type of movies that he makes. He made a movie in 2005 called Harsh Times. Phil will put up the posters of them here.
Right.
He made a movie in 2008 called Straight Kings.
Straight Kings.
Yep, Straight Kings. That's what we are. He put up a movie in 2012 called End of Watch.
I've seen that.
He put up a movie.
Was that like a vampire thing?
No, it looks like a cop movie. He made a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2014 called Sabotage.
I don't.
Then he
remember that.
made a relatively good movie in 2014, a movie with Brad Pitt where he drives a tank called Fury. It's an okay movie.
Yeah, that's got a lot of.
Yeah, not very good. I mean, not great, but okay.
I actually have not seen it, and I've been meaning to watch it. So
then he made
something, doesn't
in 2016 that absolutely fucking horrible Suicide Squad. Remember that shit
first
movie?
one?
First one.
oh, okay, yeah. That one
Then
was bad.
Then he made that.
That one started off good, but then when you got to like
I had
the last 3/4 of the movie,
like. So in that movie, and they still managed to do it in James Gunn's version. I hate the way Margot Robbie looks. Like, and
you have to keep her the same.
Yeah, but how do you take someone as attractive as her, put them into the Harley Quinn outfit, which should be hot because we've grown up with the Harley Quinn cartoon and Harley Quinn from the comics and whatnot.
Yeah,
and I think she looks terrible. I have no attraction to Margot Robbie when she's done up as
she looks
Harley
a
Quinn.
lot worse in the Birds of
Prey. Yeah.
Is that what it was
Yeah,
called?
second one, yeah.
I feel like she was like mom Harley Quinn.
It did nothing for me. And then the whole Will Smith thing, I'm like, I just, every single character I just could care fucking less. But then 2017, he made that movie Bright for Netflix where
I kind of enjoyed
never
that
watched
one,
it and never will.
I kind of enjoyed it. But that was that was the start of the Netflix craze where they went crazy on putting money into movies.
Yep.
And you were like, okay, well, this is starting to look nice. I can see it. Like,
I never
obviously
watched it.
it has its growing pains, but it ended up staying that way.
The premise just looks stupid. I don't like Will Smith, but the premise just looks stupid.
I thought there was like a sequel or there was coming. I don't know.
Well, then in 2020, he made The Tax Collector. Now, when you look at all these different posters that Phil's put up here, see if you can find, and then of course 2024 is The Beekeeper, but see if you can find the similarity in all of them, and that they look like it's.
Is it all someone like jumping through a window being chased by bees?
Someone holding a gun going, I'm here for the sabotage.
Like any Taken poster?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah. But just more guns and more cool guys. And that, I think, is this guy's biggest fault. I've seen Suicide Squad, seen Fury. I can't recall seeing any of the other ones, and why would I? He looks like he's a guy, when you're watching these movies, either he desperately wants to be this cool, or he was one of these douchebag bro cool guys, and he's just putting them in his movies to go, yep, that's who I was. That's how fucking cool I was. I know how cool guys are, so I just put them all over these
I
cool
think he's
movies.
just going on easy mode and going with like, okay.
That means every movie he's ever done has been on easy mode.
Pretty much. Like, it's just like, okay, this is what works in movies I've seen, so I'm just going to make my own version of it and then put it out real quick. That's the Beekeeper. Like,
So, with the Beekeeper, Faisal Rashad, so Mrs. Huxtable, is a retired teacher who runs, or she's saving the money for a charity for kids. It has $2 million in it.
I think, yeah. I don't remember if it said it was an ongoing charity or not, but it doesn't matter.
It was a charity, yeah. Now, the movie, I will say one, so I'm going to try to go over the good things this movie has going for it. One good thing that is it starts immediately. Like, there's no bullshit. There's no time for fucking wasting time.
Well,
Not in the start. I don't think at the start.
No.
There are parts where they waste time, but not in the start.
Super awkward start where he talks to her in the first place.
I think that
and it was
sets
just
up-
them going like,
I think that sets it up.
thank you. And then they pause and they're like, thank you for letting me have a bee. And then more
I'm
bees.
the beekeeper. Thanks for letting me keep me hive
It's-
in your barn.
No problem. The ground looks fertile now. She's British too.
She's Mrs. fucking Cosby.
But
She's
then
Claire
like,
Huxtable.
It's got like this super serious tone, and it's like we're supposed to be already invested, and we're like, no.
As soon as that started, I'm like, I think I know what kind of movie this is going to be.
So
they do that, and then
we broke up laughing.
yeah.
Watching this
And what was
first part.
fucked up is the whole row behind us was so it wasn't a very packed theater, but it was the whole row behind us. It was seat to seat to seat, like they were all right beside each other.
Yeah.
And then you and me in front of them, and you and I are giggling like at the majority of the movie, and I'm
I
turning
thought we
over
were
to
gonna
you.
get tapped on.
So did I. I thought, can you shut the fuck up? Because how many times did I look over you? I was like, oh my God, fuck these people. And yeah, nobody said fucking nothing, which was weird. And you know what? When the lights came on, all these guys were like cool. They were significantly bigger than we were. At least significantly bigger than me because I'm a small guy.
It was dead quiet when people were leaving, and I feel like they were just like kind of agreeing with us in terms
That
of just
one
like,
guy that got it. See that big guy there was a big blonde guy with a beard. He was like 6'5". He was a monster. It's like shit, man. If we pissed off that guy, it'd be a fucking hole in the ground.
But yeah, everyone was quiet, and I can't say they were enjoying the movie. There's no way.
No. You know what? You can enjoy the enjoyable parts, and it sounds stupid to say because everybody enjoys the enjoyable parts. But the problem is they're few and far between, and the stupid parts, like I said, make up like 60% of the movie. And so
What he's saying is the fight scenes were mostly the enjoyable parts, along with the odd.
no
boss
jokes
guy.
landed. Yeah, no jokes landed in this movie. But some of the parts where they know how stupid the movie like Jeremy Irons knows how stupid the movie is that he's in. I think that girl that played the replacement Beekeeper, she knows how stupid this movie is that she's in.
Oh, that was such a choice.
Claire Huxtable goes home. A pop-up comes up on her computer.
Yep.
And it says, oh, you have a virus, call us and whatnot.
Locks out our computer.
Yeah, she calls up the number. Now, they show this massive, floor of this building, and they've got fucking LED disco lights going on, and all these guys are that rows of computers. This is not how these call centers look.
No.
And I'm like, okay, this is really silly.
It's super exaggerated in that manner, yes.
But I'm like, okay.
But it's a movie.
So if they lean into the silliness of this,
Yeah. And they do.
this will be pretty fun. But they fucking don't. At least not to me, they don't.
In aspects.
I don't know.
Like fight scenes.
This guy is like, oh, we got one in the fucking line, motherfuckers. Drip, drip, drap, fleek on blast. And he's saying all these fucking Gen Z words. And I'm old, so I have no idea what this guy's saying. But he's like on his thing, and he's, oh, you got to install this, blah, 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 blah. And so they're setting up that old people will fall for shit like this. And they do.
Yeah.
Right? I get it. My aunt, who will remain unnamed, I have remote software installed in her computer. So every time she fucks her computer up, I can jump in and fix it. So I do know that people fall for this stuff, especially older people. They'll fall for stuff like this. But, and I get it. Look, the movie has to proceed. But she's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can enter in, and then they steal all of her accounts. So, and then now this is what confused me.
Okay.
She's looking at her phone, and her phone starts bumping up possible fraud.
Afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if that happens, the bank will freeze your account, get in touch with you, and you'll be like, yeah, dude, these people ripped me off. The bank will track them down and get the money back.
Not necessarily.
I've never seen it happen differently than that.
No, a lot, like, for example, there's a lot of instances when you do something through, they've been talking about this with not PayPal.
Pay to play.
Something coming through your account. And the banks
PayPal.
The banks will try, but not all the time can they get it back.
Really?
Like it's just like if you send money to someone,
Mm-hmm.
if they are smart enough and take that money out right away, how are they going to track the money back?
Oh,
They're not.
okay.
The account's done.
To me, I was like, okay, well, the bank's going to figure this out, right? That would be my opinion. But so Claire Huxtable invited Billy Beekeeper. What's his name again? Adam Clay. So she invites Billy Beekeeper over for dinner that night. He's bringing her a jar of honey that he made from his beehive. And he goes over and he sees blood on the floor, a gun, and Claire Huxtable has shot herself in the head. And I was like, that seems like a pretty severe reaction to a problem that could probably be solved in a couple of weeks.
You think that it can be solved, but it might not be.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And some people have killed themselves for a lot less.
I guess. To me, it just seemed like, this is kind of stupid.
Just seemed very abrupt for someone who seemed.
I get that that's the impetus for Billy Beekeeper to go to the place and wipe them out and whatnot. But wouldn't it make a lot more sense if she was like Billy Beekeeper? They stole my money. Oh, I'm so sad. And then her daughter would be like in the fraud department of the FBI. And she would talk to her mom. Mom, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this back. And then that's the impetus that Billy Beekeeper goes on his tirade for. But everybody stays alive.
Or how about the lady was making money for the beekeeper's daughter, who
Right.
was in the hospital with cancer,
Or
and the
wife
only way
or
that
something,
you can afford
mother.
the bills,
Yep.
would be to have this money, and the money's gone now.
It just, the suicide thing I thought was just kind of stupid, but I get it. So then Billy Beekeeper is like, okay, he goes into his beehive and takes it a walkie-talkie. Yeah, it's me. And she's like, yeah, didn't you say you were never going to call me? Yeah, well, I'm calling because I need a favor.
Did you say that he got arrested and everything?
No.
So,
But who cares?
so
Does that matter
the
in any
daughter
capacity?
finds him in the house after
The
he
daughter of
discovers
Claire Huxtable.
the mother. The daughter happens to be FBI agent.
Yep.
And obviously thinks he's the suspect.
It makes sense.
It makes complete sense. And then the other cops come. It takes the other cops to come in and look at the body and go, it's suicide. Like, it's pretty obvious.
But they
and she's
tested
like,
him for gunshot
no,
residue.
couldn't be.
Yep. The mother's fingerprints, the only ones on the gun.
It takes a day for her to realize, oh, wait, I was just over emotional. It must have been.
Her womanly times.
I wasn't going to say it.
I don't know. It feels like that underlying feeling is there, right? Like this girl
she
is.
was wearing.
We'll get into that, but the movie has a vibe of girls are not serious. That's the best way to put it. Girls should never be taken seriously. That's a vibe. As soon as
The Beekeeper.
and we won't spoil the ending until we get to it, but as soon as you see the Beekeeper replacement and the son's mother's job, you're like, I don't think you're supposed to take women, especially women, seriously. Men are all badass, gangster, fleek, on blast, other Gen Z words. All men are awesome.
No cap.
No cap, bro. But goats, we're all goats.
Greatest of all time.
But women are silly. So she said, or he's, I need you to track this down for me. So she
Can you say that again? Because even I didn't understand.
she
that.
tracks down his contact at Beekeeper Village.
Yep.
Tracks
At
down
the Hive.
what?
The Hive.
At the Hive. Tracks down where this United Data Group. I can't believe I remember all this shit still.
I can't believe it either.
But tries to. So he goes through security. Okay, and this is where I got confused because he goes to the front and he says, "I'd like to know where United Data Group is, please." And I was like, "What the fuck is that accent?" He's like,
he was trying to do the American MAGA guy.
but it comes and goes.
I know.
I'm like, what? Why? What? He's already spoken to people and been on camera speaking with this British accent. Why the fuck did he try to do this American accent?
Do you think he was just trying to mess with the film crew and be like, hey, do you think they'll notice? They're not really paying attention. They're just eating the honey back there.
Right? That we fucking laced with PCP. But he goes up. So the security guys get him and he's, pulling guns apart and smacking and punching him. I'm like, all right, that's fun. And then he goes up and he tells those guys, he's like, this part, I was like, okay, if the whole movie can be this, I'm so fucking down for this. But it's these little sporadic 5-minute enjoyable parts that are just not enough to hold the movie together. Mm-hmm. But then he goes up and he's like, yeah, I want you all to say to yourselves, I'm never going to rip anybody off again.
He goes up to this call center
Call center.
that you mentioned earlier.
United Data Group.
And yeah, he starts pouring gasoline on people.
On people, on computers,
Yep.
on everything.
Granted, he does give them.
Yeah, but that's when he says, all right, everybody hold your hands up. And they all hold their hands up. Says, You need to say, "I'll never rip off anyone again who's an old person who can't take care of themselves."
He's a Kiwi at this point.
And remember, they're all not doing it. So he grabs this one guy who picks up his phone, and he fucking takes a receiver and he's smashing the guy in the face with it.
That's when they're all like,
And then they're all about it. Say, "All right, now say it again. I never rip off anybody ever again by Croc." And they're all like, "Oh, I'll never rip off anybody again by Crike." And he's like, "All right, then get the fuck out of here." And so they all leave, except for boss guy, who's like, "Bro, on fleek, blast, blast," saying a bunch of words I don't understand. And then he just, all the security guys, he beats the shit out of them all and blows the whole place up.
leaves them there.
Yeah.
Doesn't give shits.
But then, so that blows up.
Except for the boss guy. The boss
Except for the
guy
boss. Yeah, the
does
boss
get
guy
out.
got out. So I was like, okay, be that for the fucking rest of the movie.
Be that.
Then I'll be all abuzz.
No.
Yeah, sorry, that's another thing. So he constantly, and I get it, the movie's called The Beekeeper, but he constantly drops bee puns to anyone he's talking to. Like when the guy's like, "Why the fuck are you doing this, man? You're just some man. You go protect the hive."
It's not even puns. It was just like, he just talks in like,
"Yeah, I'm a army bee or
Sonnets
kill a
and
bee," and you're like, "What?" But get back to beating the shit out of people. But then
that's
that
what
part's
you
done.
keep saying the whole movie, yeah.
And now we go back to the FBI, and it's Claire Huxtable's daughter and this guy that she works with. These two together are fucking obnoxious. And dude, I know obnoxious. I'm a very obnoxious guy. But so these two are constantly trying to, they're like work husband and wife. And I couldn't tell if they're flirting or what the fuck's going on.
It was weird because you were like, are they married? Like,
and he has like 14 kids.
It turns out they're not. Like when he first calls her, I thought it was her husband.
Yeah.
Trying to say like, yeah, you need to get to work because they called you and stuff. And it turns out no, he's calling from his home to tell her get the fuck up and come to work.
But
and then she shows up at work, and what is she wearing?
You can discuss what she was wearing.
She was wearing these ginormous
now
mom jeans.
She is a ample girl,
A full-figured woman.
Full-figured
Nothing
woman.
wrong
She
with
has
that.
oh man, she has a fantastically large bum.
But it was out of place.
Well, it's not
like-
so much that her bum's out of place.
Not the bum.
It was that everybody. So a bunch of shit happens. Who cares? And then we get to a scene where the beekeeper is upstairs and he's killing people, and her and FBI guy need to go up, and everybody. So there's a SWAT team. The SWAT team goes running in. They're all in like their SWAT camos and blah blah blah. And then a private security team goes, and they're all in fucking black jumpsuits and black blah blah blah.
Why did he come to this next building?
It doesn't matter. But then her FBI guys are, and he's all black, black, black. And then there's like a sea of all these guys.
People wearing black.
And then there's this single woman walking up the stairs, dead fucking center in the camera, wearing denim mom jeans.
Yeah.
And you're like,
With her
it's
FBI
so
jacket.
obvious.
Yeah.
And you're like, why the fuck would they not give her black pants? It's so like, and it's distracting. You're watching it, you're like, dude, I'm distracted.
That day they're just like, yeah, it doesn't matter what you wear. We got the FBI jacket you can wear, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. You got the FBI jacket. That's the part that everyone's gonna pay attention to the big FBI, not your ass in the only one in the entire fucking shot in denim fucking jeans.
Just be glad she didn't come in her princess joggers and
her what are they called? Booty shorts. I know a lot about women fashion.
Oh, okay, woman fashion.
Hey, what's the difference between booty shorts and boy shorts? Do you have any idea? See, this is the thumbnail where he's got a thing. And you know what? Do the thumbnail, little gears grinding.
I don't know.
The point is, I prefer my booty shorts. No, I prefer my boy shorts to my booty shorts.
I prefer thongs.
Thong, da thong, thong, thong. You know, I thought that song was a joke when I first heard it. I heard it on the radio, in 1996 or whenever it came out. That thong song.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I thought it was a joke. When he starts going thong, da thong, 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 I was like, oh, this is like a Weird Al song. I thought it was like a Weird Al
You thought
song.
it was a parody?
Yeah, I thought it was a joke. And then people were like, dude, have you heard that fucking song rules? And I'm like, the joke thong song? And they were like, no, dude, it's an awesome song. I'm like, whoa, okay. I mean, it was never in my kind of wheelhouse for that type of music anyway.
Well, you've rocked it out a couple times to the thong song. And then went into
but yeah, I thought
here.
I thought it was a joke. What's that song called? It's getting hot in here.
Hot in here.
That's what it's called, hot in here? Okay. I only know that one part. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your
Nelly,
clothes.
not Nelly Furtado.
Oh, Nelly. Okay.
She did.
And
I'm Like a Bird.
Cisco does the thong song. Nelly Furtado's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
And so my boys have become obsessed with fucking Trailer Park Boys, which is quite
Oh,
comical.
that's unfortunate.
Dude,
I never liked them.
I love
I
the
hate
Trailer
that
Park
comedy.
Boys.
It's
Love
horrible.
it. But they heard the song by J-Rock, Trailer Park Life, which has that do 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 do, the part by Rain Maida of Our Lady Peace. It's some Our Lady Peace song, but the part where J-Rock just randomly goes Rain Maida like that. Elliot's like, what does Rain Maida mean? I go, that's a guy from Our Lady Peace. He's saying Rain Maida, and so now Elliot's walking around everywhere going Rain Maida.
I was never an Our Lady Peace fan either.
I liked their first album because I thought it was unique. And I thought it was cool that these were all guys that had the drummer had shopped at the drum shop I would always go to all the time when I was a kid in Brampton. My teacher had met their drummer before, and I was like, man, that's cool that Our Lady Peace are like around the same area that I'm in. But then that second album came out, and Rain Maida was just going too much, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is weird. And I was like, no, I'm done with that. There's still some okay songs here and there. But, yeah, that kind of weird vocal whatever that he wants to do is, no, not for me.
Obviously, Sum 41's better, so...
Sum 41 are Canadian.
Yes, they are.
Are they really,
Yeah.
eh? Oh, shit, I never knew that.
The lead singer dated Avril Lavigne, who's also Canadian.
Who cares? Avril Lavigne is a skater girl who said, see you later, girl. Is that something? Something. Oh, no, she did a song called...
Guess what the song was called?
Is it Skater Girl? Nice. She made another song called
Skater Boy.
Why'd I Need to Be So Things Are Complicated?
Guess what that song was called?
Complicated.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the only two songs. Now, Sum 41, I know a couple of their songs. I know In Too Deep, Fat Lip. I'm sure there are other ones, but those I can't remember.
You know what? That's all that comes to mind, too. And I had their album.
No, never was a... I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that type of music, but I'm like, this...
Still have their album.
I prefer heavy music, and especially as I get older. I like my music to be big and fat and angry.
Like a bee?
I like my music to have a buzz.
Like BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed.
So where were we? He goes into the second call center and goes up to their top floor or whatever.
Now, again... all that part in the middle. Oh, sorry. No, he catches Guy and cuts all of his fingers off and then throws him into a river with his truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that little 1 minute part, that was fun too, because it made me giggle that he threw him into the thing.
It was in the trailer.
And then boring. And then he's at the next call center. And when he goes to the next call center, the guy that runs that call center, the big boss there.
Before he goes to that call center is warned.
Yep.
He's told the main guy that's helping secure that call center now that this is going on comes in and goes, you guys need to leave. There's a guy coming and it's super dangerous.
He's a beekeeper.
And so
or an ex-beekeeper.
The boss of that level goes, fuck you. We got money to make, so we're staying.
That guy was so... He's the guy from Five Nights at Freddy's. And I know he's been another... Oh, he was a Hunger Games guy. He plays
I wouldn't know.
PETA. I've never seen Hunger Games either, but I know that he's PETA.
No way.
Yeah, that's the PETA guy.
Oh, the boss?
The boss, yeah, the mom's son.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I'm talking about the guy that was running this call center.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting to. That
Okay,
guy.
yeah.
He's the goat. He's got a fucking
Gosh,
suit
we're
on.
confusing all our fans.
Who cares?
All our two fans.
He's got a suit on that says goat, 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 goat everywhere. As soon as that guy showed up, I'm like, this is more of what I want.
You were like, I love this guy.
This
and
guy's
I was
fucking
like,
great.
I hate this guy. This is awful.
But I was like, this is what I want, man. Beat the shit out of this guy and beat the shit out of him and fucking take guns apart and fucking karate kicks and shit. That's what I want.
You
More
want
of this.
crappy tongue-in-cheek jokes until fight time.
Yes. And I want, like, Crank. Crank gets it 100% correct. But because Crank leans into how stupid it is. This movie, the
But
super
you can
bro
also
douche
do
guys,
John Wick.
right? And which is trying to do it super serious.
Yeah.
But this movie was like that middle mark that just missed it, man. The middle parts where they're trying to do like the FBI or they're trying to, do Gen Z stuff. It didn't land.
It's just that their comedy was just trying to lighten the mood a bit, and it was just bad.
And it was like, bro, we got a whack whack, wiggity wham, and I'm like, I don't get
You
it.
to hate them.
Yeah, they do. And so in that point, it worked, but it was too much. I'm like, guys, like cut this down to a minute, and then have the fucking scene at the call center be 25 minutes. You know?
I would be okay. I don't know how long this movie was, but I'd be okay if this movie was like 83 minutes or something, like 62 minutes.
But he gets to the call center, and beats the shit out of all those guys and what's not, and kills staples Goat Guy's head, which was funny. And then this is where Jeremy Irons, who's poor guy debasing himself being in this movie, he shows up and he hires a private security team. And there's nothing worse. And this is where I was like, oh, come on, stop being this and be funny. There's nothing worse than an old guy trying to use like young people terminology and be hip and cool. I'm old. I like being old. I don't want to be young anymore. I'm never going to try to use young people terminology. I'm never going to try to talk to young people. I'm never going to try to have anything to do with young people. I'm old. I know I'm old. That's the end. But this guy goes, yeah, who the fuck are you? I'm the fucking one that's going to fucking save your life, bro. He's like, bro, we've got fucking money to make. We're hella Skrilla, money made, wiggity whack. You need to get the fuck out. Well, here's on the phone with the boss. Yo, bro, why you illin', bro? And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is so obnoxious. Because the young guy, PETA, he can do it. But the other two guys are like fucking 50. Don't talk like this when you're 50. You look like a fucking dick. So then he's like, bro, you got to go, bro. He's like, fine, bro, we're going to go, bro. And then the SWAT bro leaves. No, SWAT bros, they got beaten up down in the bottom. This guy's private security bro. Mm-hmm. Private security bro, Billy Beekeeper goes up, fight. And then Billy Beekeeper escapes. And there was one awesome part that I laughed out loud. And I fully expected our whole theater to laugh out loud.
The elevator?
The elevator. But I was the only one that fucking laughed. This fucking security guy gets the Billy Beekeeper like cuts something so the elevator falls. And one guy gets cut right in half by the elevator. I'm like, that was goddamn funny. How come nobody's fucking laughing? Idiots.
I think everyone was just so disappointed at the movie by then.
Maybe.
It was just like, oh, it just didn't connect well at all. So like whenever we go into the fight scenes, you're like, thank goodness. And then the fight scenes are nice to watch and everything.
Too quick.
And
done too quick.
They're done well, but then it ends and you're like, FBI people.
FBI. So the FBI people come up and you discover, and we'll just spoil the movie. The kid, he used an algorithm to get a bunch of money, steal a bunch of money.
He used an algorithm that was created for the government.
For the Department of Defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
To find terrorists.
Yeah.
And he used it to find money. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
To find victims.
Oh, okay. But then you find out his mom is the president.
And then
shit!
No, not to find victims. To find all the money from the victims. Like to say, okay, this is Deborah McAllister. From Home Alone. Take all.
They must have had a shit ton of money.
Find all their accounts and look them up real quick and
whatever.
Yeah.
We fucking totally looked over when Billy Beekeeper is on his way to the second call center. He's not a beekeeper anymore. He's an ex-beekeeper. He's been kicked out of the hive for some reason. Who knows? And so they send his replacement to fight him.
Yeah.
Now,
Jeremy Irons talks the Hive into doing this.
this should be the climax of the movie. And even Phil turns to me and goes, Beekeeper versus Beekeeper.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is going to be cool.
This shouldn't have been the climax. This should have been like multi-stage things. Like,
Right.
this is the first Beekeeper, and there's
like Godzilla versus Kong. They fight once and they fight again. Then
not
they have their
not
fight
the
at
same
end.
person, but I mean like levels of Beekeepers.
Like that'd be like kind of John Wick style.
Yeah.
But this other beekeeper
Or
shows
Kill Bill
up.
style.
Kill Bill, yeah.
All the same.
This other beekeeper shows up, and Jason Statham, Billy Beekeeper, is like knows his karate and knows his shit, knows guns, and knows everything, right?
To be fair, we don't know how much this person knows.
She gives the impression of knowing jack shit because she shows up. She's dressed like one of the holograms from Gem and the Holograms.
She's dressed like she just ran in from a Matrix movie.
But Phil's going to put the picture here.
Yeah.
She looks like Gem and the Holograms. That's the first thing that came to mind. The fucking her heels are about this tall. She's got a Gem and the Holograms vinyl jacket on. She's got blue fucking hair that like is up here. Yeah, Gem and the Holograms, dude, is the best way to describe it. So her and Billy Beekeeper start fighting. And they're punching, fight. And then she jumps into the back of her truck.
And they're at a gas station.
Pulls off the tarp, and she's got a fucking minigun on the back of her truck. And I'm like, hell fucking yes, this is awesome. And then she's firing. And then
At a gas station.
And then Billy Beekeeper takes a torch, dips it in gasoline, throws it at her. Boom! She blows up. I'm like, for fuck's sakes. That was so much goddamn fun. That 10 seconds of her firing that minigun, and then you fucking kill her.
So, the only other beekeeper in the game, we'll get to that. The only other
In the
beekeeper
Hive.
in this movie
Looks like Gem and the Holograms.
is this person who lasted, 5 minutes on screen? and the rest of the movie has no other beekeepers in it.
Yep. It's what I mean. They wasted so many good opportunities, man. When it would have been so much fun to see her to see that continue, to see her trailing him to the next place and him having to burn down the next place while fighting her at the same. Like, oh my God, there's so much room for fun in this movie.
On this subject, kind of, explain to me
When
what
a man and a woman care about each other,
birds and
he
bees.
puts his stinger into her hive hole.
Explain the beekeepers
Oh, Christ. Okay. So
from what you remember from the movie.
there is the government, and the government has their checks and balances and all of their laws. And when something is going to happen that's going to throw those checks and balances and laws into complete disarray and create an apocalypse or something
Or anything
a
that's
little bit
off
less,
balance.
the beekeepers are called. And the beekeepers are these guys that come in, that take care of whatever the problem is and get everything back to running as it should be. So they're kind of like the enforcers of the outside enforcers, the big brothers that are trying to keep everything contained.
They are a dormant sector of the government, kind of like the FBI, CIA, but kind of
The
not.
FBI
'cause-
ain't fucking Sierra Dormant.
No, I mean, sorry. They
Like
run,
a shadow part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're their own group, which are like dormant until they're called, because they get these like orders that they have to then crack open and then put into the machine that they have, I guess, to decipher it and everything, and then get their orders. So you've seen this plenty of times before.
Yeah.
And so
Hey, do you think if you fucking cracked one of them and broke their legs that you'd be taking out the bee's knees?
it's much like The Division, if you played that game.
Nope.
Nope. And we'll get into another video game that this movie is very much
I'll
inspired
know
by.
all about it.
But go on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were talking about that.
but
So-
you're pretty much spot on. Good. Because that just floats. I'm sure that floated over so many people's heads.
because they want to set up a franchise, and so the next movie, if this movie makes enough money, the next franchise is it's going to be prequel, how the Beekeepers came to be.
It was only out for like 2 weeks,
It's already now on digital
but I would
download.
say it made enough money for them to be happy,
Probably.
and probably what do you call it? Domestics here, right? Internationally.
Yeah, internationally, yeah. But then he goes. So you learn that guy that created the algorithm, or you thought created the algorithm, instead he just stole it. His mom is the president. And what I meant earlier by women are not taken seriously is FBI woman is she gets what she wants and what she deserves, but she never does it with.
She doesn't do anything.
But she also never does it with like sound logic or being level-headed. She's always flippant and freaking out and upset about something. I'm going to have my goddamn way, and she gets it.
What do her and her partner do in this movie aside from asking for help?
That's it. But they go into the FBI office. They're like, yeah, we think that there's a beekeeper. Well, we're not going to talk about that. We only want to talk about
we can't use names.
Okay, well, we think there's a data mining thing. All right, you can have a helicopter. You guys go.
And a boat and
then at the end, when
satellite.
they're like, hey, I think we found a ring of not money laundering, like these companies, these shell companies.
We think we have someone who's going after the president. That's all. Came down to.
And he's like, all right, you got a blank check, do what you want. And they're like, okay, like they always ass backwards fall into it. Mm-hmm. But then they
never do any work. They just show up to the scene and be like,
and they usually have coffee.
What the
usually
hell
have
is going
drinks.
on?
Yep.
Shoot. Look, we're just complaining about this beekeeper.
Oh, man. Can you
Let's
believe this
go ask
beekeeper
for
got
more
found?
help.
Oh, this is bullshit. All right, back to the FBI
Also,
office.
I drink too much, and
man.
I have kids.
Oh, wiggity whack, blam blam.
That wasn't
But
them. But.
what was... Oh, it was. It was the fucking guy.
And I keep reading this book.
Oh, yeah, I got a beekeeper book. This clandestine group that no one knows about have a fucking manual that she discovered, a paper book. Mind you, a paper book that was doused in gasoline beside a fucking minigun that has a whole shit ton of ammunition that exploded in a gas station, and this fucking woman picks it up from the back of a goddamn pickup truck?
It was just a biography on beehives. That's all it was.
And okay, you're an FBI agent on what might be the biggest fucking case of your career, and you're like, hey, did you guys know that if a bee will kill the queen if it thinks that she's shitting out defective offspring? Now, this is something I'd expect my autistic kid to come up with, to just say random facts. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Their fucking brains are just like lockers that go on for fucking miles. And he'll just know random shit.
This random thing will come out.
So this is something I expect to hear from my kid. But she's reading this book, and even her partner beside her goes, "Who fucking cares?
Just fuck off."
Yeah, just fuck off with the book.
We have a case. Start working on it.
They go to the president's compound where Billy Beekeeper is going to go to kill the president. Kill
this compound.
Yeah, to kill the president. Okay, you explain the compound.
Well,
I'm going to have more of my 16-point drink.
It's basically Mar-a-Lago. I would say, like, kind of like the White House meets Mar-a-Lago.
But I wouldn't draw any comparisons.
The same thing. And then, so it's all around it. There's like SWAT personnel all over the place. There's tanks.
Secret Service,
There's they need like all these trucks for one guy.
But because he's Billy Beekeeper, he's the best.
What are they bringing into the compound? In all these trucks, there's like
people.
12 of them. I don't know.
People and guests. Because what's fucked is you see all these trucks coming in, and then there are guests there. I'm like, when did all the guests come in?
Then they're welding all the manhole covers down. They're like, oh, just in case he comes through the sewer. And they do all this just right after they weld all the manhole covers. Just so happens he's down there in the sewer, and he brings his trusty tool to open up the sewer hatch.
But luckily, he was right under a truck when he opened up that manhole cover.
But I mean,
because
like,
it's easy to see from a fucking sewer.
We did all this work to weld this thing to it, and all he did was like crunk.
My favorite though is, okay, so he crunks that open.
Crunks it open. I love it.
He gets up. He attaches himself to the bottom of the truck, and he's like, "Oh,
you think he's gonna drive in all the way?" Yeah.
And instead, because there's a guy that's got it, they've got a little what are those things called that you get in the
You
car?
see them at like border control stations.
But
and
you know those things that you go on when you're working
it's
under
a little
car?
bed, yeah.
I can't. They have a name. I can't
It's a
remember
little
what
bed
they're
on wheels.
called.
A
But
dolly.
no, I can't remember.
It's a body dolly.
Phil's gonna put a picture over right here, and then Billy. So he's under a truck. You've seen under trucks. There's not a lot of fucking space.
Oh, these trucks do.
Billy Beekeeper punches the guy in the face. Billy Beekeeper gets down, stuffs this guy into the truck,
Yep.
and then Billy Beekeeper has a skateboard.
He happens to be wearing the same suit.
Why does he have a skateboard again? The skateboard served a purpose, but I don't remember.
He had to roll under. Jesus, now I don't even know.
I don't remember. But I remember Billy Beekeeper had a skateboard. And then he like stuffs. How much space do you think is in the fucking underneath engine part?
I don't hang around underneath army trucks. So I don't know.
I guess, does that guy just grind to death?
Doesn't matter at this point. But
they're driving the truck and blood's pouring up the back. But I wonder what's up with that truck.
Comes out and he's wearing the same outfit all like head to toe, and so it's smart, sure.
And then he just wanders in.
Yep.
And then he gets in. Now, they've got all their SWAT and security, but they've also got a gentleman who has previously killed a beekeeper, who became Phil's favorite character of the movie.
Oh my god.
So you explain this.
I just like
gentleman.
people with no legs. One missing leg, because my father has one missing leg, so you know.
Which leg is it?
Shit.
Oh my God! When's the last time you saw your father?
Well, when does it ever come up that I need
How
to
many
know?
fucking legs did your father start with?
2? So it's got to be one
So
of
he's
them.
down to 1.
Yeah.
You don't know which leg it is.
If he lost both of them, I'd know which one.
Hey, Dad, stand up. Whichever way he falls over, that's the leg that he's missing.
Gotta send him this clip.
But, so, okay.
When am I ever gonna need to know?
He's got 2 fucking legs, a left leg and a right leg.
They're covered.
Is he wearing a skirt?
No, he's got a fake leg.
You don't remember which one's the fake leg.
No. It's not like I'm ever gonna have to like put a dart in his leg or something.
Maybe you'll have to fucking bat it like Billy Beekeeper has to bat this guy's leg.
That comes up.
You know what you do next time? We're cracking with a bat.
Hit him
Sorry,
with-
Dad.
hit
I
him
thought
with
that
the-
was your fake leg.
Hit him with the car door. Oh, I was just checking.
Close it in the car door.
I really thought that was the fake one.
So this guy, this beekeeper killer, this hive killer, this guy is. Where did we decide he was from? Like South Africa, somewhere.
Yeah,
I
that's
think?
what. Yeah, I think you're correct.
Because he's got that accent where he talks like this. He says a lot
Germany.
of words, really, and you're like, what? And he looks like a fucking, like, what was that wrestling group you like? NWO. They had the fucking, like they were punk cool guys. He has the fucking.
I think you really misunderstood the NWO.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but this guy has like spiked, like Billy Idol hair.
Oh yeah,
He's covered in fucking tattoos.
it's all yellow, which is like he's all yellow. He's got this impression like, why couldn't he be a beekeeper?
You'd think because and I killed a beekeeper once before. That's why they hired me, because I'm the beekeeper killer. And you're like, why the fuck wouldn't you be a beekeeper then? Why are you advertising that you kill fucking beekeepers? Other beekeepers are just going to hunt you down and kill you. Go become a fucking beekeeper.
They keep trying.
Oh my God. And then this is where it starts becoming your favorite video game.
Okay, no, it started a long time ago, but this movie was pretty much Hitman, the video game, or Hitman, the movie.
I believe you mean Hitman 47? Isn't it called Hitman 47?
Oh, you mean like the movie they made of it?
No, I thought the game was called Hitman 47.
One of them. I don't know. It's not my favorite movie.
Oh, wow.
game.
It's definitely his favorite fucking video game.
No, actually, the most recent game that they did was phenomenal.
Really?
It was really well done. But I had never been a fan before that. They just made it really good. Anyway, they had been watching, like playing this game.
You know what? They were probably playing it during the off time where people were setting up.
I was saying to Rob that this should have been Hitman the movie. And I guarantee you that was the plan. And they pitched it, and the company was like,
We don't want to sell the rights.
You know what? For good reason. And so they're like, just do it anyway, and we won't say anything.
And we'll just call it Beekeeper.
Beekeeper, like, same Hitman the game, same premise too for the guy that works there. He's making sure things don't go awry.
But okay, so Billy Beekeeper gets into the house, or it walks in through the front door.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Oi, that's him, baby, get him."
How did they find?
Who remember?
I think he just straight up like took his mask
like,
off
"Hey, I'm
and
here."
was walking through.
And then Blondie says to him, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you. He's a beekeeper." And he goes, "Yeah, well, you'll never get me, Bob Croc." And he had like a bomb.
We're like, "Where are you from?"
Oh, yeah.
I'm from Perth. Oh, you too?
He set up a bunch of bombs under the cars somehow without the SWAT seeing him. And he clicks the button, and all the cars explode. And there are 500 SWAT guys around him.
Can I just say at this point I was kind of like nodding off a little bit, like
Not me.
It was like a blur because I can't even remember this.
I will say that was me during ISS. This was, if you told me we had to watch one or the other, I would choose this 100 times.
ISS over that 100 times.
Well, I was falling asleep with ISS. This, at least, there were some parts where I was having a ball. But what's fucked up is there's 500 SWATs around him.
This is I thought this review would be 20 minutes. We're going on 51 minutes now, and we're just having a blast making fun of it.
And then Blondie is pointing the gun at him. Somehow he gets out of it. I don't get how he fucking... It's like Blade Rules, where a guy's just off waiting for you to fight, and then he runs in when it's his
They
time
make
to
a
fight.
thing of this beekeeper who is missing a leg. Okay, they make it obvious, and then not once does Statham go after the leg.
Until the end. He does at the end.
What, does he stuff it in the guy's
No,
ass or
remember,
something?
he's got when he's got the bat, he's got like a bat, and he fucking smacks it and breaks it off.
Breaks the leg?
Breaks the leg off.
Oh, I told you.
But so this is when he starts climbing the stairs of this compound.
Oh.
You would think he climbs 5 fucking stories of stairs because he's constantly going up, hitting this guy, punch. So going. And then when he's up to like the 30th floor, the kid and his mom are in this room. He's like, "Mom, I stole all the money and that's how I paid for your campaign." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to tell the American people because the American people value honesty."
Because she's such a good person.
She's a good president. And then, so her son, when Billy Beekeeper breaks into the room, oh shit, I totally forgot a part of the movie that I turned to Phil and went, "I fucking hate this guy." It's when Mom Jeans and her partner show up to the fucking compound where the president is, okay? And this guy holds up his ID, which is upside down, and says, "I'm with the Federal Bureau of something. I don't know. It doesn't matter." This guy is not a Caucasian gentleman. If you are not Caucasian, going to the fucking president's compound, surrounded by SWATs, and you hold up a fucking ID that's not even the right way to say, Federal Bureau or something, you are getting killed.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be like...
Super cool?
Fuck you. No, I think he was trying to be like, "Fuck you, I'm not white."
But you would get killed.
Potentially.
And I'm like,
probably not, but I mean,
oh,
yeah.
no, you'd get... Have you seen what's going on in the fucking U.S.? You would get killed.
No.
But the point is, that was where I was like, I hate this guy. Like, just get rid of this fucking guy. And don't, like, if you want to kill him, sure, but get rid of him trying to be a cool guy. He's so fucking obnoxious. Like, I'm sure a lot of people think about me who watch this show. This guy's so obnoxious.
You could have had one of the bad guys kill him and get a little bit of sympathy, you know?
Right.
For like, oh, he had kids.
But
they were also in the hospital and needed money for cancer treatment.
They should have showed that. Like, my kid's last kidney transplant. But we go up 30 flights of stairs. Jason Statham punches in the door. And there's the kid that's been confessing everything to his mother. There's also the director of the FBI or whatever. The kid shoots him.
The director of the FBI has been saying to him, like kind of not investigating, but pretty much saying to the
Say,
president,
yeah, just blatantly saying
your
to him, "You're
son's an
fucking
ass.
yeah."
Like,
He
did
ripped this off,
and then the son had to say, "Oh yeah, I did. I had this thing that I was doing with this, and your
whole campaign is stolen money.
algorithm."
Yep. But so then Billy Beekeeper busts the door in. The kid grabs his mom and puts a gun to his mom's head. Now, I would assume, and again, I get it. It's
Damsel
the
in
Billy
distress,
Beekeeper,
another
but it's a
woman
Billy
thing.
Beekeeper movie. Yeah, it's another woman who can't fight for herself.
Yep.
But I don't feel like the president is ever allowed to be alone. You know, especially in a situation where there's a Billy Beekeeper.
She wasn't alone.
But why wouldn't they not have if someone
The director of the FBI was there.
But if there's someone who is plotting to possibly kill the president, that president would be surrounded by people.
At least behind, like around the door.
I'd say it because they had guys outside the door and they had
A president
Blondie.
can have some privacy.
I don't
I
think
guarantee
so.
you, there's not a SWAT member in the room when the president's having a shit.
I think there is.
I don't think so.
But regardless,
Maybe they checked the room first.
you drop a bomb in here anywhere. But
Imagine they had to check the room after every time. I'd just be like, oh,
imagine how bad that would have been with Trump. Ugh, all those Big Mac farts.
Diet Cokes all over the.
Diet. That's rich of
No,
you to think.
that's what he had all the time. Diet Cokes.
You can tell it's
He
working
was,
for him.
he
That's
was
why he's so skinny.
addicted to Diet Cokes.
But he, so
Burgers and
Billy
Diet
Beekeeper
Cokes.
punches in the door. The kid grabs his mom, and I liked and then FBI Mom Jeans comes in. She's like, "Oh, Billy Beekeeper, don't shoot." He's like, "Yeah, the beekeeper's job is to keep the hive in line, and sometimes the hive is the queen." And blah blah blah. He's talking about some shit.
We're just sitting there going, we get it. Just
Just do something. And
Climax this movie.
so the kid, I like this. The kid just for no reason goes, "Okay, bye, mom." Just shoot her in the head, and then Billy Beekeeper shoots him in the head, and then the mom says, "Oh, my son is dead. Oh, he's guilty." And they pull her out of the room. And remember, Billy Beekeeper climbed like 15 flights of stairs. He looks at Mom Jeans, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave if you don't shoot me, Bachrock."
Yeah,
And he
says the important line of like, something in regards to like if you take me in, you're going against like
Beekeeper code.
no, that would be funny. No, if you're good and honest, you won't take me in. Like it was that kind of
Sure.
thing where it's like I'm doing things to better the world. Like
Yeah, he just shot a guy in the head. What a nice guy.
the bad thing in the world.
Shooting a kid in the head?
And he chose not to kill the president. He knew better. Everyone thought he was going there to kill the president. He was just going there to kill her son.
Okay, that makes it all fine.
If you just say that on paper, sure. But I mean, like, knowing what you know,
But how many of the SWAT guys that were there just doing their jobs did he kill them?
they were in the way of him doing his job.
Well, of course they were.
That he doesn't get paid to do anymore.
But so he
he-
remember he's gone up 15 flights
She's
of stairs.
just like, okay.
He jumps out the window, lands on some grass.
Yep.
And then goes again, jumps again over a balcony, and is on the sand of the beach. And you're like, this fucking guy, I watched him climb 15 flights of stairs. How in the flying fuck is he not in the Eiffel Tower?
Maybe 2 flights. It was almost like a half flighty.
So then he also, at some point, one day buried a little scuba suit. And
with a rebreather. And
with a rebreather and everything. And he gets in he puts a scuba suit on.
Because he's so worried about getting caught.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm a beekeeper, and beekeepers are the world." And then it goes to Mom Jeans, and she's like, "Wow, I wonder if we'll ever run into that beekeeper again." Credits. And you're like, what? The credits come on so fucking fast.
Oh, that was the quickest credits ever.
Yeah,
I was so happy the movie was over.
But I just love how it's like, wow, I wonder if we'll ever see him again. Credits. And you're like, Jesus Christ, don't even give your fucking the movie a moment to fucking breathe. But better than ISS, had some fun parts, but had too many shit parts. How could you prefer ISS to this?
Because I like those types of movies.
ISS was boring, dude. This movie was off.
I'm the big
certain parts of
sci-fi
it were
person.
off the fucking rails. And I'm a big
That's like
sci-fi.
me. It's like saying like, how can you like Marvel movies? I'm the big Marvel guy. Like I can find the fun in it. Just like you and your zombie movies. It's like you can find the fun in them.
How can you not enjoy zombie movies?
Or horror movies, you can find the fun in them. But I
Horror.
hate horror movies.
That's because you're a big pussy.
I hate horror movies too.
That's because you're a big wimp and you fucking
Yes.
whenever there's a jump scare.
I totally. Yep, that's me.
It's pathetic. Well,
This movie. Then we looked up if there was any stingers at the end, and how elated was I that there was no stinger.
no
at the end.
stingers.
Yeah. But shouldn't have
You'd think it would have a stinger.
a stinger for a movie
called The Beekeeper.
Oh, there's so many like obvious things that this movie need. More beekeepers.
So,
How my brain
how many
works.
stingers? How many bee stingers would you give the Beekeeper?
Himself or the movie?
That's kind of perverted. You shouldn't want to stick anything into Jason Statham.
Well, I think most people would.
That's a good point.
There you go.
He's a good-looking man. You know, I will say for how old he is, he's a good-looking guy. He definitely takes care of it. And he did. Remember, he was an Olympic diver, when he was younger.
I think at this point he should pace out his movies because he can. He can live off his residuals at this point.
Yeah, but look at guys like Bruce Willis who wanted to put in a whole shit ton.
That's what was dumb.
But he wanted to do a whole shit ton of work, so he had money for his family when he couldn't do this anymore.
I understand that, and I think that was more so him understanding where his medical condition was going and him wanting to do
Statham's
that
got the same thing.
Maybe that wouldn't surprise me.
I hope not, because I want to see him in Expendables.
I think that's like its own. I
Beekeeper
don't
2.
know what the term is.
like
I would
Beekaloo.
almost say it was like a trope where it's like these guys know that, like Stallone, like they know that their time is done, and they're like, oh, I'll just grab whatever I can and live off of it, and I'll live comfortably. And everyone else is like, oh, I'll follow that MO. But then you got people like Julia Roberts, who knows that she can live off of her residuals at this point, and then do the odd movie that'll get her shit tons of millions of dollars.
Or do the odd movie that's just kind of like a little art house movie that only a few people see, but is real art. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't give a shit. I'd be down to see more Beekeeper movies as long as they lean into the goofiness of it, because it's a stupid, goofy premise. If they could, this David Ayer guy was the wrong guy to do it. They need like the guys that did Crank.
Well, Taken.
Yeah, like get guys
Those
that
movies are
lean
not
into the
great,
silliness of it.
but it's straight up like I'm coming to kill you, and they work with that.
And there's, aside from the first Taken, there's little wasted time. You know,
that wasted time was way better done than this movie. In Taken 1.
And yeah. Oh no, absolutely. And the douchebag guys, I get it. The douchebag guys weren't funny. So I would give it 6.5 stingers out of 10 stingers.
A 4.
God, you're a loser.
No, it was like the fight scenes were okay-ish good, and then everything else was bad. You could have taken out Mom Jeans and Dumbass Father, and you would have had a better movie.
Absolutely.
All of that. It didn't even need to be there. There's just no explanation for it, like except for
They're the
over-explaining. Who cares? This movie could have just been Jason Statham going, "Oh shit!" No, not "oh shit," but like,
Oh shit!
"Oh shit! Look at all the money they took.
They take all that money for the beehive.
Didn't give me any." And no,
Your accent, not that my
my
accents
are
good, but
horrible.
Yours does sound like a guy that's like really constipated. Oh shit!
feels like a stinger's coming out of my ass.
I need that preparation each.
Oh my goodness!
We're sorry you've been watching. No, this is 16 fucking points I had it down.
You have the whole thing.
I did.
Oh god, you're gonna be up all night.
Bullshit.